How I passed CISA exam and a YouTube video out there of a
Good
goddess.
morning, y'all. Welcome back to the Yoruba Goddess Chaotix channel. And today I kind of wanted to speak on how I passed the CISA exam, the Certified Information Systems Auditors exam. And well, if you look in the back here, you'll see a couple of my favorite books. I Bring Nothing to the Table by Shira Seven. Okay, that's like the precursor to my books, you know. And my book is the Pick Me Awareness Hotline Rehab and Recovery Center. And this is the Amazon version in black. And this is the self-published version in white, the way it should look, the way I wanted it to look, the way I designed it to look. Yes, this one right here. It's very bright. But anyway, I kind of wanted to also share, some of the steps I took in passing the CISA exam. So here is what I started with, which was the focus notes I purchased from Amazon. So this is part 1 from 2021, the focus notes. And because I already was in the line of information technology and computer science, that was my minor in undergrad, computer science, and then I took and then I did a master's in Homeland Security with a focus in cybersecurity, and this was after I did my master's of business administration. Yes, and after that I went and I acquired my certified information systems auditor license, and that was in March of 2022. And I purchased these items in, I believe, October or September of 2021. So by March of 2022, I was already certified. So I just dedicated myself to, you know, learning the intricate details and the overall lessons to be taught. So we'll go into part 1. And let me just say, I purchased part 1 through 4. That's one was, hold on. This is part 2. And I love these because they're like snack size. Okay, that's part 2. This is part 3 right here. Oops, yeah. So, being that, you know, oh, and then I also purchased the all-in-one Certified Information System Auditor 4th edition exam guide after I went through the focus notes. Yeah. So, and then, yeah, I passed shortly after that. I did all, I went to a Prometric center and I took the exam because certain exams you want to be at the center and just don't want to have any service interruptions, internet interruptions, Wi-Fi, whatever. You don't want to have those interruptions, okay? And, yeah. So how I went about passing was I went through the requirements and the testing, and I was like, okay, what's the most vital portion of the exam, right? So the most vital portion of the exam, to me, was the part 3, because look, let me see, it encompassed like the most, not difficult, but vast amounts of information in part 3 that could be a little confusing if you're not familiar in the IT sector. So yeah, so what I did was I started off with, I did the first chapter of part 1, and you know, because that kind of lays the foundation. And then after that, I said, let's look at the percentages of which section is the most important. And because I believe section 3 carried about 35% of the points, that's where I began. That's where I started. I said, at least if I know part 3 in and out, and it carries 35% of the mark for the exam, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and focus in on that one first. I'm gonna make sure I am very much abreast and aware of what's being taught in portion 3. And because I was already familiar with the IT sector, portion 1 and 2 were practicing. The practice of internal auditing was portion number 2. So I already was doing that. So, and then essentials of internal auditing. I was already an auditor. So I just reviewed these notes, which is why I got the focus notes. And then I purchased this book, which, I read in and out. And I took notes because for me, I need to rewrite things for it to stick. Okay, for it to really stick. And then I need to be able to read the study material and see where maybe they make grammatical errors and things of that nature. And you really have to make sure that when you're reading, these study guides, that you're able to put certain concepts together, because what's in portion number 3 is going to be in portion number 1 and number 2. It will just be deeper definitions and details and examples, and yeah. And if you are like me, which I'm also an ITIL certificate holder, you really respect processes and the flow of any process. So that's kind of what I did with this situation. Yeah. So I would just say drill into the portion that gives you the most percentage points. Make sure you are very much aware and very familiar with that area, and take the practice tests. Take the practice tests until you are comfortable with the tricky questions that they give you and things of that nature, and are able to reason why or why not. So I think that was definitely what helped me. And also, anytime I did not feel like studying, I just would, hurry up and do whatever I needed to do. And then after that, I started eating, sleeping, and drinking the CISA notes and the book. As in, if I would just be lounging around at a particular time, I would use that time and just at least go through another portion of it, of the focus notes, and just read through it, make sure it made sense, and things of that nature. That definitely assisted me. So for instance, if I would be in the car just chilling, I'll bring the focus notes out, and luckily they're so small so I was able to bring them anywhere. Depending on which focus notes section I was on, I'll leave the others at home and take it with me on the road, like if I'm traveling or to and fro from the office or what have you. Yeah, it really helped. So it kept me focused, it kept me busy, and it was enjoyable, because when I did it like that, incorporated studying into just my lifestyle, and even though it was hard because I was working full time and things of that nature, but doing it that way, it really made it healthier, and it allowed, I believe, the information to be absorbed a little bit more and faster, and put it in the right orders. So yeah, that is how I passed my CISA exam, and not just by a little bit, but a healthy amount for passing on the first try. Not everyone does. So these are the things that definitely assisted me in passing on the first try, and I hope it assists you. So now we're going on to the book review section. So these were the books that I used to pass my CISA exam. This part 3, then part 2, then I went back to part 1, and then you definitely have to get the exam guide after that. And I believe everything was under $300. The exam, this was the most expensive. I forgot right on the top of my head how much I purchased it for, but definitely over $50-$60. These were about $20 to $25 a pop. So, and it's 4, I believe. But yeah, $20 to $25 a pop. So versus